Here now is Walid Phares, a Fox News national security and foreign affairs analyst. We have John Bolton with us as well, former U.S. ambassador to the UN and Fox News contributor. Gentlemen, ooh, boy, I mean, this is a huge issue, a historic day. Walid, let's start with that statement that the president made there, saying that by doing this, it does not mean that the United States is taking a position on who ends up where and which territory is what. Is that accurate?
Well, first of all, it is indeed a huge move that had to happen. I mean, majority in Congress since 1995 voted for that move. Many presidents and candidates have also supported that move. The issue was how to do that move. And I think President Trump decided to cross that river, that bridge, if you want. Yeah. He, on the one hand, told the Israelis, OK, there is a U.S. consensus, that's both Democrats and Republicans, that Jerusalem will become the capital. We will move that embassy. It will take some time. But what was very interesting to me is the statement where he said that the boundaries of Israeli sovereignty within Jerusalem, that could be a window for negotiations with the Palestinians. Arab neighborhoods, to be very clear, could become a base for a negotiation. Maybe the capital won't be in Jerusalem, but a piece of it could become part of the future Palestinian capital.
Ambassador Bolton, your thoughts on that?
Well, the argument against moving the American embassy to the capital city of Israel has been that it would prejudice the final status negotiations over Jerusalem. And that's always been a false claim, because nobody has ever suggested that the U.S. embassy would end up in any place other than Jerusalem west of the Green Line, west of the 49 armistice line, the 67 line. And I think that's what Trump was making clear today. So the next argument is that, but my goodness, if you move the embassy, the peace process will collapse.
Right, and that's what everybody's saying. I mean, we have a list of countries who are screaming that right now, that would jeopardize that. No, why not? Why is that not true, Ambassador?
Well, who else is going to get the peace process moving along? And again, Trump made that point very clear when he said he could live with a two-state solution if the parties agreed to it. So they'll have their days of rage. They'll burn the usual quantity of American flags. They'll have their moment in the sun, and then they'll find there's no place else to turn. So that isn't going to work either. And I think that's what I thought was really the best part about the statement, is that it walked that line. You can disagree with the president's decision. I certainly don't. I think this is long overdue. Yeah. But there was nothing in that statement that calls the peace process into question or prejudices the outcome of it.
Walid, I mean, you even say that it's possible that it moves it along faster, that it's a step in the right direction, because what has happened here is there is a timeline set saying that, you know, there won't be an embassy for 5 or 6 years, but then it will be there. And so here is this opportunity to negotiate with that coming.
Yes, what the president has done, I think the Congress supports him as well on this issue. He broke the lock, meaning the whole issue was under the games of Iran and the Brotherhood and the jihadists and the radicals in the region, meaning there is no solution. Now, a piece of the solution was found. First, as the ambassador has mentioned, United States will recognize that its embassy will be in the capital of Israel, meaning even in the part that is pre-67 that everybody agrees on. The Palestinians are not opposing on moving a U.S. embassy to Jerusalem. All what they're saying is that they too want to have a solution for themselves. So here we go. You have now a very wide window open for the Palestinians and to be surrounded by Arab coalition partners of the United States to say, OK, Israel, now let's recognize that the Palestinians need a capital. What can you offer? Yeah.
What do you think about that, Ambassador?
Well, that's why it's really up to the Palestinians and their supporters in the Arab world to try and see if there's not a way forward here. I mean, I think this is there's so much has been made of this for so many years that what the president's done is pop a few soap bubbles of delusion about what was actually going to happen. And I do think that could mean that the peace process would be on firmer ground. You're never going to have a lasting peace if it's based on ideas that don't conform to reality. That's very simple.
And Walid, you know, people say, well, now they're going to want to go out and kill Americans. I'm pretty sure they were fairly focused on that already.
Of course, those who kill Americans are those who kill Americans. I don't think that they're going to have moderates, especially in the Arabian Peninsula or elsewhere, who are really concerned about the 500,000 Arabs, Sunni, and others in Syria have been killed by Hezbollah, or Iran lobbing missiles on Saudi Arabia. Things have changed. So the real threat is not coming from the Arab-Israeli conflict. It's coming from Iran. So they need basically to reorganize their negotiations with the U.S. and Israel.
Gentlemen, thanks to both of you. Appreciate it.